Welcome back. We are coming up on 10 years since the Toledo water crisis, and nearly 10 years later, still work's underway every day to keep our drinking water safe. We want you to know there are no issues with our water right now, but our team here at WTOL 11 is committed to protecting our water, and we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. Send us a video of you sharing your memories during the last 10 years from 10 years ago. You can text it now to 419-248-1100. Make sure to include the word water to get a link directly to our coverage online now. A lot of factors go into keeping our drinking water safe, including keeping a close eye on what could make its way into the lake from local farms. Jordan Hoewischer and Jeff Duling are with the Ohio Farm Bureau of Farmers and are here this afternoon to talk about the steps Ohio farmers are taking right now to help. Jordan, we forget in talking to the lake area advocates and people involved with this, you guys love the lake too. I mean, we're all in this together. It's everyone's lake, and even though you're in ag, you still have a passion for the lake and keeping it clean.
Yeah, I mean, our farmers are the ones that are predominantly hunters, fishermen. You know, they use the lake quite a bit, and, you know, they're out on the land all the time. Predominantly, most of their drinking water comes from underneath the land that they're growing their crops in. And so, you know, they have a big interest in making sure our environment's good, our water's clean, and they're out in it every day. I mean, Jeff's, you know, we had to peel him away from the farm today just to get him to come up here, so.
Well, Jeff, thanks for coming up. You live in the Ottawa-Glandorf area in Putnam County. Tell me, so, I mean, when you're putting crops down and when you're doing your work 12 months a year, what kind of things do you have to document to make sure that the potassium, the different parts of minerals you put on the ground aren't going to run off?
We every field is I monitor or I write down what gets put on. First, you know, it starts in the winter already. Last fall, we look at our soil samples. You know, every field is grid sampled, so we have to know what phosphate levels are, and then we adjust accordingly. And then, like I explained to you before, with manure, putting on my manure, I have to look at what the weather's going to do tomorrow, or whenever I'm going to apply it. 50% chance of rain, I can't go out. You know, so we are very conscious of watching the weather. You know, so but like I said, I'm 6th generation. My dad was 5th generation. I got a son 7th generation. I got grandkids at 8th generation. We live on this land. We drink this water. So we're very conscious of it. We're not going to pollute it.
Jordan, and we need food. Farming feeds the world, not just our country, but they feed other countries around the world. And food insecurity is a real issue as the world population gets bigger and bigger. So we can't cut down farming no matter what we want to do. Farming will always be around because the world needs the food. Yeah. But we need to adjust some of our practices possibly to help Lake Erie. What have you seen recently? Well, the H2 Ohio program has been a big help, but some people believe it's just lip service.
Yeah, I mean, growing food for our country and our world is not a license to pollute by any means. Those two can be together at the same time, and that's where we've been for generations for farmers. And the H2 Ohio program is one of those things that has, you know, really increased the adoption level of conservation practices in the Western Lake Erie Basin. Almost 35% of the farmland of the 3 million farm acres in the Western Lake Erie Basin are in this program. Voluntarily, the farmers are coming to the table to keep moving themselves up the conservation ladder and add programs and add things to their fields that are going to help keep those nutrients back, especially when we're facing heavier and heavier rains and, you know, higher temperatures. You know, Mother Nature really deals a bad hand sometimes for our farmers, and they have to deal with it all while dealing with growing a crop that they don't even set the price for. The market somewhere else is setting the price that the food they're growing, and they have to deal with that tight margin and then do all these adjustments.
Well, this question either one of you, but like you're in the Maumee watershed.
Correct. Farmers
further south, or let's say farmers in Illinois or in Kansas, they don't have a lake to worry about. How do they operate differently than how you do?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that, you know, we talk to our folks and other farm bureaus. I just did a podcast with Illinois Farm Bureau, and they're just blown away about what our farmers have to do and the types of recording and the permitting and the oversight that's there and the newer laws that we've had the last 10 years. And they're really blown away by, you know, what we do. And we stand by those things because we want our farmers to keep progressing. And, you know, there's just so much more that our farmers have to do than most of the states in that Midwest.
And people contend, the charter boat captains will tell you, hey, Lake Erie is clean. The walleye fishery never been better. What do you think about that?
It's true. I mean, we got a lot of people from our area come up here and go fishing. I've been up here. My son was up here. I was back in the 70s and 80s coming up here fishing you'd sit out there all day looking for a walleye, couldn't find it. Now, 2 hours, you're limited out. They're massive, they're beautiful fish, but I think we're helping that lake out.
And the theory would be with the algal blooms, possibly we have these warmer temperatures, climate change, if you want to call it that.
Yep.
A shallow lake like that will get algal blooms along the shoreline. It doesn't mean the rest of the lake is all that polluted.
Yeah, and our farmers have faced, a 50% increase or 1 inch or more rains in the last 30 years. So we've seen those heavier rains. You've seen it recently, right? We've already hit the tornado record before tornado season even starts. But we see these really pockets of heavy rain. That's kind of what the storms that have come through the last few days. And they dump in small areas, and they can really carry a lot of soil and a lot of nutrients with them that a farmer thought was safe and secure on their soil because they did everything they were supposed to do.
So we're all going the same direction here. Guys, thanks for coming in and talking about a very important subject that we'll talk about for quite a bit until we get all this problem solved. Thanks so much.